Hi, I'm Amber. This is Amber's Corner, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new viewer, watch, subscriber, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, watch, subscriber, welcome back. Hi guys, I'm back today with another video. Today's video is a story time. Y'all know I love to do story time, and this is a good one. I decided to do this story time last minute for the month of December. Now I know I also said a while ago that I was through with December's videos, but I added one, and in the spirit of my birthday month, and my birthday is Wednesday, so by the time you see this, it will be my birthday. Yeah, and today is a Monday. Oh, happy birthday to my friend. I gotta go on Facebook and wish her happy birthday. If you see this, happy birthday, girl. I know today's your day. Yeah. All right, she knows who she is. That's the girl from the story time. She was from two stories time, the Halloween story. A birthday that I had a few years back, and let's just say I ended up in the hospital. Well, not in the hospital, in the emergency room that day. If you want to see, if you want to figure out what happened, if you want to find out what happened, stick around and let's get into this video. So this story dates back in time to when I was in middle school. And a lot of stuff happened in that era of my life, middle school through high school. A lot of things happened. A lot of things happened at that point in my life. I have to say, a lot. I think that was like the peak of when I was dealing with my bullying and all of that. And just a lot. I was going through like a lot of stuff emotionally. But I did have friends, and one of the friends in this story, you know, we are still friends today. We probably not as close as we were back then, but we are still friends, and we do keep in touch from time to time. I'm so proud of her now. She's doing something that I always thought she should be doing in the first place. Like, she having the time of her life. So go girl, get your money, make your dreams happen. I'm so proud of you. Mwah, love you. So anyway, this story dates back to like when me and her was friends, and I think I have like maybe one story time about her on my channel. About the time that a guy that ended up being her long time high school sweetheart, but yeah, long time high school sweetheart. He tried to holler at me, you know, one time for the one time. So this dates back to around that time. Like I said, we was living in the cul-de-sac, and me and her was like, I told y'all a little bit about how we became friends, and if you don't remember, I'm gonna recap on it. So how we became friends was that she lived like right next door to my grandmother and my auntie's house, my auntie's apartment. Like, it was like a set of apartment. It was like it was like two apartment complexes here, and it was like two apartment complexes on the other side, and it was like one right in front of us. And then there was like the path right beside us that led down to my apartment complex, just so you know. And so she moved in the summer before my 9th grade year. She moved in that summer, and up until that point, I might have seen her peek her head out the door a couple times, and I had never seen her before for real, no more than when she poked her head out the window or something like that, whatever, out the door, whatever. And so I noticed her. I know her family had been living there a while, and I know the boys, her brothers that lived there, but I didn't quite know her, but I knew of them. And so to my knowledge, it had only ever been the boys. I didn't know there was a girl. As luck would have it, we become friends. And how we become friends is, you gotta know my grandma. My grandma is nosy. God rest her soul, that lady was nosy as heck. And you know, my grandma was one of those. She was a social butterfly. She sat on the porch. She liked to see, watch. You know, she liked neighborhood watch. She literally watched the neighborhood. She knew everything that was going down. If the police was outside, she knew why. She knew why. Her neighbor talked all the time. And I guess one day, the mom was coming home from work. I love their mom. I love you if you see this. Hi. They come home from work, and I guess our neighbor had talked to her in past, and she called her over. Her and my grandma talked, and they became like really good friends. And in talking, you know, she was like, oh, I have a daughter. My grandma was like, oh, I have a granddaughter that's always here. Oh, my daughter's always at home. Nobody talks to, she's bored, blah, 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 blah. And that's how our story began. So at this point, we were really good friends. We probably had been friends for a minute now. And I had a birthday approaching. And no, I didn't quite know I want to do. I just know I want to do something light, and I think my mom will work light at the time, so we wouldn't have been able to do too much. You know what I mean? And so her mom came up with this idea. She said, okay, I had this big obsession like with going to Atlanta at this point. Like, I don't know why I never got to go anywhere, and I just really wanted to hit up the ATL. I want to go see what was the hype. And so her mom was like, oh, okay, so you want to go to Atlanta, we'll take you to Atlanta. At that point, she did have a heart problem. This is the friend with the heart problem. She had a heart problem. And so it was back and forth from Atlanta, Noon, and all those places a lot. Eventually, did end up having a heart transplant like down the line, but not too soon. I don't remember how long it was before she had the transplant, but I know she had one eventually. But yeah, I guess I had mentioned Atlanta so much. She said, okay, well, I can take you down there for your birthday. And I was like, oh, okay. So, you know, we had pulled together. So her, me, and my cousin, we decided that we were going to spend the night at her house the day before. And the plan was to go to Atlanta. We were going to go bowling. We want to do like a little light shopping. Because me and my cousin had money we wanted to blow. So we wanted to blow it. So we did a little light shopping. We were going to go bowling, and we were going to go out, and we went out to eat to Longhorn, because I had never been to Longhorn. I always wanted to go to Longhorn and try the food beans. I wanted to go. And so she said, okay, we'll go out to eat, you know, think of a restaurant you want to go to. I said Longhorn. She said, all right, we can go Longhorn. And so we went to Longhorn, and just a nice time. So the day approached, so we spent the night at her house that night. That night, I remember, like, she did have a dog. She still does have a dog, but she had a dog at that time, a boy dog, and her dog was like very friendly. I'm scared of dogs, but I wasn't like. But she had a dog, and I remember that the dog, you know, her dog, when she didn't have guests over, he'd be out of his cage. That's just, he roamed the house. He was the king, you know. All hail King Fred, like he ran their house. Anyway, she had a dog, and we knew that when there wasn't many guests, especially when I wasn't over there, he was out. We knew that. And I had always had asthma, y'all. I have always had asthma. I've been had asthma. I got diagnosed with asthma as a child. I remember the very first asthma attack I ever had, and I'll tell you that story too. But I had got diagnosed with asthma as a child, and I knew I knew I had it, and I knew certain things would trigger it. I know, like, you know, a lot of the physical activity would trigger it. You know, I had to really manage myself and calm down and be still sometimes, because that could trigger it. Smoke could trigger it. You know, just about wheezing a little bit, but nothing to be too worried about. So her mom makes us breakfast, and we eat. And I'm so excited, and we get dressed, and we're gonna go out. And so we get dressed, and we leave the house about noon, heading to the A. As always, the A. We head to the A, and the first place we stop is at the shoe store. And I tell my friend I wasn't feeling very well, and she says, okay. She said, well, it'll be all right. She said, just try to make it through the night. I make it through, you know, at shopping. We go to like a shoe store. We go to a couple other places. I think me and my cousin managed to spend our money. She pretty much paid for the trip. Her mom did, as a gift to me. I love her so much. As a gift to me, she paid for the whole entire trip at Longhorn. And we ordered our food and we eat. And I know after I ate, I started to really feel my asthma acting up. And y'all know how asthma works. You have muscles around, the way I was taught is you have muscles around the lungs. And the way asthma works is when the muscles, when you start to get exhausted, or when you start to get tired or shortness of breath, the muscles squeeze, and it causes wheezing. And wheezing is the start of it. And sometimes if you go too long without it being taken care of, you can pass out due to asthma attacks. I have never passed out due to an asthma attack, but it has been so bad that I have had to go to the hospital and stay a couple days. The first time it happened, they told me my lungs almost collapsed because of what happened, making me doctor's appointments. Like, my asthma was a thing when I was child. Y'all don't even understand. I was a kid that had an inhaler at school, one at my grandparents' house, one at home. I had like the albuterol machine. I still have it to this day, yo. It's in that drawer, the bottom drawer right there. So we at what you call, and I really just started to feel, and I tell my friends, mom, I said, I don't feel good. She said, what's wrong? I said, I think I'm having an asthma attack. And I knew for a fact that it was like on the verge of it. It was an asthma attack. I was having a literal asthma attack. And she's like, okay. She's okay, come on, I'm gonna pay for food and we're gonna go ahead and get you home. So she's driving like high speed back to home to get me home. She's driving like high speed. I don't think my friend believed that I wasn't feeling well. I think she started to believe it later though. So we get home. So we finally get home. She had the window down the whole time. She just telling me to breathe, try and relax, just try and stay calm. She said, because if I freak out, it'll make it worse. She had the window down, going like 100 down the highway. Had the window down, like, breathe, it'll be alright, you're gonna be fine, I'm gonna take you home. Called my mom. I think at that time I had ran out of my medicine for my albuterol machine. Like, she had called my mom and told my mom she needed to come home and take me to the emergency room. So my mom came home and we went to the emergency room that night. And I didn't have to stay because we got there in time. I think they had thought about keeping me I think they had thought about it because the asthma attack was so I think they had thought about it, but they decided against it. But they put me on the machine. They gave me a couple albuterol treatments. And the doctor ended up filling me out a prescription for more, and he told me to go see my regular doctor, my regular physician. And I did go see my physician. That night, before I even said anything, she was talking about taking us bowling. And I hate that I messed up. And I really do hate I messed up that night, so I think we would have had so much fun. And that would have been the first time ever I had been bowling, because I had never been at that point. But yeah, so my mom takes me to the hospital, and they gave me like, I think they gave me like 4 treatments and all that. Yeah, they usually give me enough treatment, so I'm pretty doped up. I feel pretty good. They give me enough breathing treatments and they send me home. And my doctor's appointment like in the next couple of days. And I remember that night calling my friend, I'm in the hospital. I had to get a breathing treatment. She said, what, you in the hospital? She said, you in the emergency room? Oh my god, I didn't know it was that bad. But like, I think once I had gotten older, my asthma had calmed down a lot. That was probably like the literal last asthma attack I remember, like a full out asthma attack I remember having. My asthma hadn't really bothered me at that point as much. I don't remember taking the inhaler as much anymore. I don't remember doing the breathing treatments as much anymore. I would have to do them every now and then, and it less and less the older I got. The reason I say that is because recently it's been coming back, and they say it does come back when you get older. I always thought like in my 40s or like 50s it'll come back, but it's starting like to make a reappearance now. I'm guessing that's because I might put on a little weight. I'm not sure. I don't care if I have or not. I'm happy. I'm eating. I'm good. That was the birthday I had an asthma attack. Also known as the last asthma attack. I had told y'all about this once before. And yep, and that was the time. Usually like when I would have my asthma attacks, my mom would keep me home. Especially if it was bad enough and we had to go to the emergency room. My mom would keep me home that day because I literally would get no sleep at night. I would kind of be up just kind of like trying to catch my breath. I'd be struggling. It was real with the asthma. If you've ever had asthma, for y'all know how it is. Anyway, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think, what you see, what you want to hear. And I will do my very, very best to make that happen. And I will see you next. So, bye bye. Oh, and wish me a happy birthday down in the comments, because by the time this it will be my birthday.